Hey everyone, it's Ryan1940 here, and I'm finally back after many months. I've been gone at least for almost 3 months now on a business trip, and since I've been gone, the Marianas Map has come out, and so I thought what better way to celebrate that than to make a breakdown video with an instant action mission against our opponent, the JF-17. So this will be the first time actually I've fought a JF-17 in the F-14. Never really encountered them online or anything like that, so we'll see how that works out. As always, we'll start off with our roll stability augmenter. We'll make sure that that is turned off. We'll look at the master arm, set that to arm. ACM mode, we'll switch the cover open so it's on. VDI, we're going to set to normal, leave it as is so we can use that horizon reference line easily. And the HSD we will set to TID so we can see what Chester's kind of looking at on the radar. In this scenario, both of us are equipped with all aspect heat-seeking missiles. The only caveat is that we have to wait till the merge before we use them, so here it is. Initially I was building speed to go vertical at the merge, but I see him turn, and then for whatever reason I just naturally turn with him and the fight becomes a one circle fight. Now with that you want to hit your corner speed or get close to it, so for the F-14 it's around 330 and 360 knots. It depends on your weight and other things, but I was just going way too fast for that. We were at 480 knots coming into the turn. So at the second merge it becomes a two circle fight, and as I'm coming over the top I kind of see him come out of plane and start to snake back into me. When I notice that, I start pulling extremely hard because I want to get my nose up so I can get the first shot off him as we come around the circle and meet each other, because now it's turned into one circle. We use the PAL mode to quickly acquire the target. Once we hear the Sidewinder's missile tone change, we fire and we see that we get a splash on the bandit. And after that quick fight, we've got a short hop to the aircraft carrier for recovery, but before we do that, we get to fly over the northern part of Guam. And Guam's really special to me because as a kid I've lived there for 5 years up by Anderson Air Force Base, and it was really neat because I got to see bombers like the B-1s, the B-2s, B-52s come and land while we lived there, so that was really great. Alright, we already know that this landing is going to be atrocious because I have not done this in months being away, and even before that I had not been flying so frequently in DCS, and my skills were very much lacking, so we'll take a look and see how we do here. And a brilliant start. The first attempt was actually a bolter, so this is us coming around the second time. And we will see how we do in this pass. Once again, I'm keeping up my tradition with obsessively checking the DLC because I constantly accidentally turn it off. And so you'll see me peeking over at both wings time to time while I check that out. The benefit so far on this pass is that our AOA indicator light seems to be working just fine, so I must have had it switched off or switched all the way down in the previous video and I just wasn't aware of it. In the previous pass we came in pretty low and that resulted in the bolter, and I noticed as we're coming around that I'm a little low as well, so I try to use the DLC and use the nose to get some more altitude just a little bit as we come into groove here. Before we get into the groove, I'm rethinking what we talked about before, where we need to watch our power input as our wings come level because we will start to float, and I think I overcompensate for that and reduce the power too much, and as we call the ball we're actually pretty low on the glide slope, and we continue to stay that way for a majority of our time in the groove.
010, Tomcat ball, 5.8.
The LSO is telling us that we're a little low. We can obviously see that, so we start to apply more power, and I also use the DLC to gain more lift and bring the aircraft higher in the glide path. Unfortunately, I had forgotten how much lag there is with the engine response, so you can kind of see that by the time I put on more power I have to chop it because I just float too much. I was actually quite surprised that we didn't get the cut lights when that approach was so unstable in the final moments, but you know, we landed, we've got a 2-wire, and surprisingly the plane is in one piece, so that's all good. Now, thinking back to the dogfight for the debriefing here, I think what I need to focus on next time is stick to a singular game plan if the situation doesn't warrant a change. Don't change from it, because we did kind of put ourselves at a disadvantageous position when we were so fast and then committing to a one-circle fight. To debrief the landing, I think that we just need to focus this time around on the throttle lag and inputs and how that factors into us floating and destabilizing our approach. Alright, so that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm very happy to be back with DCS and back at my PC. So if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them below and I will try to address them as soon as possible. Thank you.